on this particular problem, you have to draw a quadratic graph, and you have to actually draw from the ground up visually. There's not a whole lot algebraically to be stated about it, and your focus is just really on understanding how to conceptualize this graph with the concepts you've learned. Now I'll go ahead and I'll start by drawing the I don't want to say it. I feel like my Zoom stuff's on the wrong side. Okay, so I'll draw the X and Y axis. My apologies, this is not looking as straight horizontal vertical as it should. Now there's a few fun facts that we want to realize in regards to this graph. First of all, there's an axis of symmetry at x equals 4. Now, make sure you understand that this comprises a vertical line. Yes, a vertical line. Oh, here we go. So it's a vertical line that crosses the x-axis at x equals 4. It's that one that has the undefined slope. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the axis of symmetry. Then secondly, it says that we need to note that the graph is a negative quadratic. Now that's where things can get a little dicey. Maybe you don't have enough information to put this on the graph itself, but one thing you should realize, if you're if the graph had an equation, which we don't know what the equation is, and you're going to find out, it's not important. If a is less than 0, the graph takes on a negative parabola, also known as an upside down graph. So we'll leave this into the memory bank and consider this when we get to our final answer. Now, the third thing about this graph is that it has a y-intercept at 0, 3. Now, the y-intercept is not the highest point. You should realize the highest point has to be on the axis of symmetry. The axis of symmetry is where you're going to be, that's where the graph has a maximum or minimum. So 0, 3 cannot be the maximum. Now, I'm not terribly worried how fat, skinny you make the graph, and I'm not terribly worried about other points. All you really need to do is just realize that the graph it has to go upward until you hit the axis of symmetry, because of the fact that it's an upside down graph and this is the high point. Now this point could be something like 4 comma, we don't know what the y is. It could be whatever y value you want. And that's another thing folks sometimes struggle with. They're worried that they're going to get the wrong y value. But any y value, as long as it's greater than 3, will satisfy this situation. Just make sure that the value is greater than 3. Then the graph continues its U shape on the other side. Now there's going to be some other point here. It's going to actually happen at 8 for x. And here the y value is 3. So actually you do know these 2 points. Now the other question about this regards the range. Make sure you realize that the range consists of the y values. And all I know about the y values is that there's no lowest point for what y value can be anything below your range. So we know that the graph's going to go from negative infinity. Now, we didn't really talk about what this value is. We just talked about that it's greater than 3. You pick your own value. Maybe you picked 6. If you pick 6, this value will be 6 and you'll have a bracket. But this does not have to be just 6. It can be any y value as long as it's greater than 3. I don't know if this makes any sense, but I'll post this and I'll let you look at it. And once again, thank you for tuning into these fine videos.